Most people think that wealth is luck. They look at someone living the life they want and think, oh, they got a break. But the top 1%, they are not waiting for a break because they are too busy making one themselves. Now, after a decade in corporate finance, working closely with many self-made multimillionaires, I kept seeing the same trait. And it is not luck, it is not privilege, and it is not some golden spoon. And in this video, I'm breaking down the most powerful trait of self-made multimillionaires, how the wealthy use it to create open doors instead of waiting for them to open, and how you can build it even if you feel completely stuck right now. So let's get into it. Now, I'm gonna reveal what the most important trait is in just a minute, but I first wanna show you what it isn't. Now, you see, most people don't stay in mediocre lives because they're lazy. They stay stuck because they're waiting. Now, they're waiting for motivation. They're waiting for the perfect timing. They're waiting for life to change on its own. They accept their current life, whether it's the mediocre job or the draining relationship or the stagnant business or bank account, the self-sabotaging financial habits. And they tell themselves, oh, I'm fine, even though quietly, deep down, they are very dissatisfied. Now, I call this autopilot existence. It's the belief that life is happening to me, that you are a supporting character in someone else's story, or you're a victim of circumstances that you cannot control. Now, the cost of an autopilot existence is invisible at first. It quietly steals your potential just one compromise at a time. It keeps you busy but purposeless and externally praised but empty on the inside. And you end up believing your own excuses, like it's just how it is, or things could be a lot worse. But here's what the wealthy, the creators, the builders know, is that nothing changes until you move. So when Serena Williams lost, she never blamed the umpire or the weather. She'd say, you know what? I have to get better. And this isn't about ego, it's about ownership, claiming your life. When Tony Stark was trapped in a cave, he didn't wait to be rescued. He built his way out. When Taylor Swift, when she lost her rights to her music, she re-recorded every album to reclaim her work and is now a billionaire. All different worlds, yes, but the same force behind them. They refuse to stay powerless. They refuse to stay victim to their circumstances or their life. And that's because they all possess that $1 million trait, which is high agency. Now, if you're new to this concept, high agency, it is the mindset and the belief that you have the power to shape your own life and influence the world around you rather than being a passive victim of circumstance. So writer George Mack has a brilliant test to identify high agency. So if you woke up tomorrow in a prison cell in a third world country and you could call just one person to help you break out, who would you call? Now ask yourself, why them? What is it about them that made you believe that they would find a way no matter what? You just know that they would get you out. Now, that mysterious, I'll figure it out quality that they have, that is high agency. So people with this trait are proactive, they're resourceful, and they are persistent in the pursuit of their goals. They are actively seeking solutions where others just see roadblocks and give up. They are very self-assured. They have a strong sense of control over their lives, regardless of what's happening around them. And they believe that their actions have a positive impact on the outcome. Now, high agency people are almost always independent thinkers. They are not heavily swayed by external opinions or by social norms. Instead, they act based on their logic and their experience. And one of the biggest characteristics is they are bold action takers who are inclined to take the first step even if the full path forward is not clear or non-existent, or may feel really scary. Or the best part is that this trait is not inherited. It is actually learned and it is built and it is trained. And once you develop it, it becomes like your single greatest asset in your life. It is more valuable than talent, than privilege, than timing, than your network. Now, we'll get to how to develop it next, but first, how do successful people even use high agency to become wealthy? Now, that same writer, George Mack, puts it perfectly. Are they happening to life, or is life happening to them? Now, the wealthy are the first kind. They are happening to life. They treat life as a system that they can influence, not some storm that they have to hide from or just deal with. All right, people with low agency tend to wait for permission. They say, I can't because, or they're waiting for perfect timing. People with high agency ask, how will I? Now let's go. Now that single shift is what separates people who get paid a salary from people who build empires. Now, love him or hate him, but think of someone like Elon Musk. Right? He didn't ask permission to build rockets or electric cars. He questioned every single rule. He questioned every norm and kept going until reality bent to his vision and his conviction. Same thing with Jeff Bezos, the day one thinking, endless experiments, one big win, then paid for 1,000 failures. And Sarah Blakely, she ignored the impossible altogether and expected things to work because she had decided they would. Now, that is high agency. You don't accept limitations, you test them and you prove them wrong. So you don't wait for the right time. You move and you make it right. Because there never is a right timing for anything. You take ownership. There's no blaming, there's no hoping, it's just building. And that's how wealth is built. It's not through income alone, but through value creation, through taking calculated risks where one move can change everything, through saying no to distractions and yes to massive action. Now, you don't need to be a genius for this to work. You just need that quiet, relentless belief that if something is going to happen, I'll be the one to make it happen. High agency, it's not a personality trait, it's more like a muscle. And just like any muscle, you build it through repeated action. So here's how to start training your high agency muscle today. First, embrace a growth mindset. So adopt the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and dedication rather than being these fixed traits. Now, this allows you to view setbacks as learning opportunities instead of failures. Then take radical responsibility. Stop outsourcing blame to external factors like your circumstances or having bad luck or other people or that there's just something wrong with you. Own your outcomes, both good and bad. And then focus on what you can control, right? Control the controllables and forget the rest. This is the most powerful step that you can take to drive your success. Then redefine failure as just data. Instead of viewing failure as a source of shame or something to feel embarrassed about, just treat it as feedback, right? Every single attempt, whether successful or not, gives you new information about what works and what doesn't. And this kind of mindset actually reduces the fear of risk-taking. Cultivate a sense of purpose. Clarify your values and set a clear vision for what you want to achieve. Right? Living intentionally means making deliberate, purposeful choices aligned with your priorities rather than just reacting to life as it happens or living life based on someone else's rules. Then develop a bias for action. Do not wait for perfect conditions or permission or for it to feel comfortable or like it's the right timing. Practice taking immediate action now to build momentum and get things done, right? Even minor actions can have a ripple effect that builds discipline and confidence for years to come. Then build your resourcefulness. Instead of saying, I don't know how, so I can't, reframe your thinking to, I don't know yet, but I will find out. Then get into the habit of boldly asking for what you want. High agency individuals are not afraid to be assertive. So practice holding difficult conversations or sending those cold emails or making requests that you feel like have a high likelihood of a no. Right? The goal here isn't to be a pest, but it's to really overcome the fear of rejection and get used to pushing yourself beyond your own boundaries, beyond your own comfort zone. Then embrace risk, but do it smartly. So train yourself to identify and take on low risk but high reward opportunities. So this ability to embrace risk is a fundamental driver of wealth and progress for high agency people. And learn to say no. Make that a full sentence, right? It is so important that you protect your time, you protect your energy by setting clear boundaries and declining commitments that don't feel in alignment with your goals and with your values. So saying no to distractions and minor tasks will free you up all of this capacity to actually say yes to what truly matters. And connect with mentors. So seek out guidance from experienced coaches or mentors who can provide you with accountability and strategies for helping you to get to your goals. So successful people have coaches. They have a support system around them to help them reach their potential. They're not just leaving it up to luck. When you build high agency into your life, everything changes financially. You stop waiting for someone to come rescue you or choose you. You start asking for the raise or starting the business or investing in yourself even when you're scared, even when it feels big and overwhelming, because you trust yourself to figure it out. And you have enough faith in yourself to know that you will make this work. You stop living at the mercy of the economy or partners or policies, and you start creating your own options. High agency is how you move from earning a living to building wealth that echoes generations. If I was to boil all of this down into one sentence to say to yourself every single morning, it's this: I am creating my personal reality. Now, if you're ready to take this further and see if you already have the signs of someone destined for real wealth, then make sure you watch the next video here, which will show you the 5 clear signs that you will be a multi-millionaire soon. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below if you are enjoying this content, and I'll see you over in the next video.